Welcome. This is Crimey Queen. If you're joining us for the first time, this is the channel where we have fun with words and numbers, numerology to be precise, of course, all about actualizing self full love. I do emphasize on fullness of love because too often we complain about feeling depleted and feeling drained and feeling um, our energies have been sapped out of us. And so we are now finding ways to understand or accept that there are ways that we could really replenish ourselves effortlessly if we just take the time to understand and extract the essence of who we truly are. Powerful beings, we are everything we already think we want to be. So it's just acknowledging that. So I'm looking at this leaf, for instance, and this five leaf branch, if you like. These five leaves are teaching me so much. Now, this just fell while I was walking in the park, but I am learning so much beauty. And so here we have two sides to it, actually, and I love this as well. So, this is the darker side. Let's see. And this is the lighter side. Isn't it the same? It's the same leaf, and that's the thing that I want to embrace here on this channel. The left and the right, the above and the beneath, and the coming together so thinly that we understand this is what we are. And this is the position of what we are. We are centered. If we take the time to understand our position as being centered and whole, where we can lean on either sides and see, oh wow, we could see the two limbs, if you like, or left hand or left foot on one side. I'm just being creative with this right now. And here we have all right and left hand and foot. Okay, so I'm just saying we are five. We are five. Of course, we are all the numbers, we are everything, but five is what I am hoping that if we are able to see ourselves as five, then we do not have to buy into the old thinking or old way of seeing. When I say old, hence it is said, when you are in Christ, you are a new creature. And that's what we want to understand, the Spirit of Christ that reigns within us. In fact, it is said, when you are in Christ, we have to remember that things are mirrored to us. It is mirrored. So you are in Christ. You are you, meaning seven, because the numerical value for you is seven, and we are all seven. So when seven is in Christ, meaning Christ is Jesus Christ actually equals seven, because Christ is five, Jesus is two. There we see how that comes together. It doesn't always necessarily mean that it comes as though it will equal amounts of what we think equal means, because there we see Mother Eve is five, and then we see Eve and Adam as 10. Of course, we know that one, the number one, because 10 is one, is really a high number. But there we can also, when we understand how we are five, we also understand we are one. Mm, 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 mm. Now, isn't that delicious? I'm saying delicious, and I started using this the word delicious in my presentations, not knowing that everything really evolves around food. It all or nutrition. Let's use the word nutrition. But okay, because I am timing myself on these presentations now and I'm being very mindful to that, so let us look at further look at the word heaven. I have done, I think this is about the fourth presentation, and so we have looked at created. I've done a couple presentations on the word created. This is where it looks like God was in business. God was in big business. God had this master plan. I'm going to create the biggest business ever, the biggest enterprise, the hugest entrepreneur that you could ever find. I am that. I am. Now that which coincides with the name that he gave to Moses, as oh, that's what we are told. Then God said to Moses, just tell the people you have met the I am that I am. There is no name for the hugeness and the magnitude of his art, which is the word, one of the words from the word create. For his art, the word art, we such a um, the word art, in fact, is all around us. Everything that we can see, taste, smell is a form of art, which is in the word created. We cannot argue that at all. And it's also in the word eat. Now, when we think about eat, we think about food, don't we? We think about our palate, we think about nutrition, we think about our taste buds and how something makes us feel, don't we? Of course, how it makes us feel, whether it is sweet, sour, whatever it is. And we also know that everything we eat or taste also is absorbed in and goes through our whole system. It does. Likewise, we don't always eat through our mouth, but we can still see the correlation of eating through our mouths, like eating with our eye, or eating with our nose, or even eating with our ears. We still see how they all interconnect. So, for instance, I have done the presentations that really show the number 8, meaning when you eat, or the past tense of eat, ate, it equals 8, which is what Eve and Adam did with eating of the fruit. So there would have been the number 8 in the mouth, as I have right here in this figure. Like they say, this is one I prepared earlier, talking about food. All right. And so, of course, when we do the numerical value for the word nose, it also equals 8. And we can see, of course, it's as if our nostrils together would have, it's easy to form the figure 8 right around our nostrils. We see the same holds true for our eyes. And to add to that, the numerical value for the word I also equals 8. So there we have 8 in our mouth, 8 for a nose, 8 for our eye, and we'd like to use this eye. So there are 3 8s right here in our faces. 3 8s are 24. 2 plus 4 equals 6. So these 3 8s, the 24, they coincide with the 24 hours of the day, don't they? They also coincide with the numerical value for the word for, and I'm double checking, for the word for also equals 24. And the word 5 for our 5 senses, when we do the word value, which I'm going to do, let's just do that. We've got time. Time is on our side. So for the word, okay, let's take them one by one. So we know heaven is 28. Knock, knock, knocking on heaven's door. Well, singing was not really my greatest gift, but you use what you have and be grateful for it. That's my take. Okay, so we have 4. Oh, I've done that. In fact, 4 is really on one of my pens are really showing me out. Okay, so here we have. We won't blame the pen. So 4 is 6, 6, 3, 9. 9 plus 3, 12. So 12 plus 6 is 12 plus 6 is 18. Am I right? Yes, 18 and 6 is 20. 18, 24. Okay, 24. Right. 2 plus 4 is 6. Now, who would have thought that 4 and 5 really means the same, numerically speaking. That's what I love about numerology because it shows us how your 5 limbs here, okay, your 5 limbs, your 4 limbs here, and your head is 5 points, which coincide with our 5 senses or 5 seasons or 4 seasons. Let's add one on. We can do that. We can call the other one invisible, the one that gels all together. It is with season. Okay. And then we can also say, here's the 4, like on the cross, like Christ on the cross with the 2 feet, two with the feet over each other. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4. Your left, your right, your head above and below. North, south, east, and west. That's our news. So there we see right here how 4 is 5. Stay alive. Okay. Now, so the other point I was saying 5, let's see 5, F-I-V-E, because I've already said it's 26. So here we go, 5, 4, 9, 6. So this is 15, 20, 24. 2 plus 4 equals 6. Okay. Just really want to show how we have been um, focused, we have been conditioned, or we have learned to look at things in separateness. Oh, I love this. Now that's delicious, and that's what I'm talking about. The deliciousness of knowledge or the deliciousness of insight. That's what I am really appreciating here. The awareness. Oh, I can actually feel all this in my stomach. It's just, that's what I mean. It's so delicious. So here we are. We can see 5 as it were 4, or 4 as it were 9, 5. And also 5 as it is really our being. 5 is really giving us a representation of being a star. It is that star. It gives us, it is that representation that we can look from any direction and come within, come to the center point. The word stars, in fact, stars, not star, the word stars is 5, and of course, star is 4, just like I have done. So 4 and 5 is really one and the same, and star is a perfect example to really illustrate that. And that really makes me a star. I love it. In fact, I just really love it. Okay, it's just how it came in. I think I've got to do this on here so you really see the star nation, the star magic. Okay, so I showed 4 and 5 equals 24, and they both equal 24. That means it is 6, but I'm just showing how 4 and 5 are interrelated. And now I'll show you how star, the word star, is 9, 1, 2, 1. So this is 10 and 2, 12 and 1, 13. Now 13, of course, 13 is the magic number. It is magical. I have done several, numerous presentations touching on number 13. That's the magic. It is magic. So we see 13 is really a star. Mind you, there are also fallen stars. So if we added an S, that would be 1, and that would be for 1 plus, let's just put this in brackets, equals 1. So that would be 1 plus 4, it would be 5. And you can see why I love the number 5. Of course, I've got to love the number 5. because I am the fifth child of 14 children. So hence, I also love the number 14. I love all the numbers. Let's just conclude. So there, so we have like almost 16 minutes on the timer, and so we are using these few minutes to encapsulate the words that came from heaven, which is Eve, which is even. And I would like to do the word for, we see for the word even, it equals 1, 2, 9. This is what we are more, this is our journey to even out our existence, our sense of course, when something is even, to get that equilibrium, that balance, that's what it's about. And unless, this is why I am saying, unless we get to understand our relationship with Mother Eve, our first mother of that which we know, or whoever, however we want to term her, the feminine divine, the divine feminine, or Shakti, or whatever feminine nurturer that we relate to, that is what, unless we get to that understanding of where we stand in that relationship, we cannot know ourselves. We cannot even out the scales. It is important that we even out the scales. It's important that we even out the experiences that we have gathered, the painful memories, make sense of them, look at them, learn from them, and take what we need to carry on, because we cannot carry all the burden of pain and guilt and shame and all those low frequencies where we are going. It's just too heavy. The lighter you are, the lighter you are, the easier it is to get to the top of the mountain. Let's see. I think I've got the mountain somewhere. And at the top of the mountain, okay, well, the mountain is meant to be Eve here. Let's just see here. As I have done this before, this is the pyramid. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4 on one side, and we have 6, 7, 8, 9. 4 digits on either side. This is our hands here, and 5 is in the middle, on the top. Until we get there, until we get to understand the relationship of evening things out, as we have got here. And when we are Eve, this is where we are. This is where this coincides with saying when we are in accepted Christ, for instance, it's like the son is saying to his wife, he's a representation of showing his wife the sort of woman or nurturer his mother was, and then she could see herself even through the son, because the son often chooses a woman who represents his mother. It's like an extension of his mother. The son always gets an extension of his mother for his wife, whether he believes it or not. So I am looking at my timer, and this is where we are, a new creature. This is the eight hair, and 8 hair in the third eye or whichever eye. And hence, this is why we have a bridge to take us to opening our third eye. It is about the eye. Okay, so we will examine heaven again and see how, of course, we need to, I have some words on here. Earth, you might have catch the essence of earth. So we're going to look at heaven and earth and see how it has encapsulated in creation. Okay, thank you for watching. I hope you like this. I hope you have enjoyed it and found it as delicious as I have. Because if you like it, click the like button and share. Because this is how we do it. We share to actualize in self-love. Stay blessed, stay bright, be a field because we are planting new seeds and spill over with love. Delicious.